Hey, all, welcome back to the Everyday Wholeness Show with the beautiful, amazing, transcendent Janet Uribe and myself, Karen Stultz. Also beautiful and amazing and transcendent. So between the two of us, we can actually feel whole. But more than that, so can you. So can you. This is what wholeness is being all that you are and honoring all that you are. And you know what? We're feeling pretty darn good today. And feeling good is part of being whole. Feeling not so good is part of being whole. But let's be high today. We're feeling pretty good without any drugs, which is always nice. Yes.
That's funny.
So
You
how
may
are
not
you,
have
Janet?
drugs, but I had a gluten-free Betty Crocker brownie.
Ooh, gluten-free. All right. Well, I know I've had some gluten-free brownies. They are pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you asked how I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm good, friend.
Yay!
What's funny is there's been moments where I'm like, Karen, shit's going to hell. It's like we've got to cancel. Kids are sick. Things are right. The events of the life, right? Events can make us, we can come codependent with our events.
Oh, you know what? Events and situations, if we are honest about it,
Yeah,
they are excuses, guys. They're
Yeah.
excuses.
They're excuses.
And I before we continue, I apologize if you can hear the noise going on outside my window. It snowed last night. My husband is plowing the driveway, so I apologize for that if you can hear it. But
Oh,
hey,
that's why.
it's also a hole.
It is whole. And guess what? Here, I'm going to turn on my heater because I'm cold. Here, it flurried this morning and last night. So they shut down the whole city.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well,
We're not
Austin,
equipped for that. Nor
Austin,
our homes
Texas.
aren't. Our roads are not equipped for this cold.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, that's where we are. But I'll take it because I'm blessed to have heating. But let's talk about being good, guys. Want to?
Let's do it. Let's go, Janet. Let's be good.
Let's be good. So what I love, friends, is I was just telling Karen, you'll hear me talk about my mentor a lot. Okay, guys. Sorry, not sorry. So I was talking to her, and there have been moments where I've told my mentor, my boss, a friend, my mother, my partner, my kids, someone I haven't seen in a long time, a clerk at the grocery store. Okay. Oh, how are you doing? I'm good. Really? There are moments, let's just say like maybe 15% of the time, maybe I am good. And today I happen to be good. But there are days, right? There are days where I could easily give it another label. I'm anxious. I'm frustrated. I'm scared. I'm depressed. I'm like a little lost. I'm confused. I'm flustered. I'm overwhelmed. I'm in a rush. I'm in a hurry, right? So like there's so many different things that we feel in a given day, in a given lifetime. The thing is that we end up like villainizing a lot of those emotions that we don't like instead of using them to figure out where we really are. And what I love about my mentor is if I walk into session with her and she asks me, how are you doing? And I say, I'm good. She'll go, bullshit, bullshit. And so the thing is, how many times are we calling ourselves out on our own bullshit of like, I'm good when you come forward with our facade, right? We come forward with it. We're just trained and conditioned to say I'm good. But imagine like how much further you might actually get if you came forward in any given interaction and just answered truthfully.
Ooh, that's powerful. That's powerful. But honestly, though, I think in our society, we are trained that there are certain situations when you can share whether you are feeling good or not.
Yeah.
And when you're talking to your mentor or your doctor or someone along the line, your life coach, your whatever, then you can say, well, yeah, I'm not feeling so good.
And I'll give you that. Good. I'll give you that. But now even listen to that, Karen, because I'm going to challenge it.
I love it.
We are conditioned to hide a facet of ourselves. We're conditioned to resonate with, oh, this is an environment where you can do it, and this is an environment where you cannot. And it's all mostly conditioned based off of like the vulnerability of the individuals who decide it was an okay place to share or not share, an okay place to explain, to show up as you are. So now think of it this way, like we have to show up, have to, should, need to show up to all of these places that I've just listed, right? Class, school, work, and be good with our mask, with our facade, in a superficial way, when really things aren't good. So what ends up happening as a society is we really start to basically villainize not good. It becomes really bad if you're not good, because all you've heard and all you've been conditioned to hear and see since you were a tiny little child is good, smile, shake hands, put on a face, be polite, I'm good. And I've been experimenting lately with just answering honestly. So much so that if I do it sometimes in a friendship, of my friend might be like, oh, are we okay? Like, are we good? I did it the other day with my partner. The other day, he was even like, you're sad a lot. And maybe I am. Maybe I'm just answering much more so honestly than the average human of where I really am in that moment, as opposed to let me bury it because this is not the social condition and appropriate place to really be authentic of what I'm experiencing. So then I took that even further, friends, and I was realizing I am in the presence of society, of children, of parents, of clients, of sessions, and even with in front of you guys. Guys, you guys watched me holding my lady bits last episode. You know what I'm saying? And being so much more authentic than I ever have been in my life. And it feels really good. And I'm realizing that all that I'm allowing myself to do this more often, more of my BS and the backpack that we all carry that has all of our past life and this life stories and baggage is starting to empty out a lot more easily, as opposed to me living in the facade of I'm good. The thing is, when you think about that, we like I'm good. It feels nice. It feels easy. It feels awesome. It feels so many things. But if we negate all of these other 8,000 emotions that we can also have, that can be anywhere on the feel good, not feel good wheel, and we villainize them, then we don't ever get real with them and pull the information out of it. The information, the gold nuggets, the treasure, okay, the prizes, okay, that lead to your ultimate healing, or lead to you just making some type of resolution with a trauma or an event that left you in dis-ease.
Exactly. I love that. I love the fact that you brought all of that up. Now, making it fit in, going back to where I was,
Yeah.
there are certain places that you can say, I feel good. I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
However, I look at it as a putting your stake. I don't feel good, and I am changing this right now. If you are not feeling good and you shove it down and you tell everybody, yeah, I'm just fine, I'm just wonderful, that doesn't work. That simply doesn't work. Because as Janet said, it leads to dis-ease, which leads to illness, which leads to disease. And this is not a healthy way to live. Sorry about that, guys. It's not a healthy way to live. So if you are able to find the resources to say, I don't feel good. I don't know what's wrong, perhaps, or maybe I'm really angry about something, or really sad about something, or something. But acknowledging it and saying, all right, in this particular moment, it is not safe, perhaps, for me to say anything in this particular moment, but always keep, instead of, I'm not going to shove this down, I am consciously looking for a place that I can feel these things honestly, completely, and let go of these feelings if necessary.
Yeah. I think that's huge. And it's so funny. I was on a podcast a few months ago and I had this realization that in my multicultural classes, like there are educational multicultural classes in college, I was listening to how we treat and work with like systemic difficulties or differences or that we see amongst our entire world, not just here in America. And I immediately had this like recipe that I realized I've been using a lot for a lot of my life. And my recipe is a little different from some of you fast learners out there because step 2 means that you're going to deal with it for a little while. So first of all, it's like exactly what Karen said. It's acknowledging it. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. My second step, because it's true to who I am, is tolerate it. Tolerate it as long as you want to, as long as you feel that you need to. No judgment. And once you're kind of done tolerating it, you're going to learn to step into other facets of it that really do come from a more decision-based place that Karen's talking about, right? Like, you can embrace it. You can eventually learn from it. And you can eventually learn to love, love from it and then make even better decisions from a love, heart-centered space as opposed to just, I'm good.
So true, so true. And the heart-centered space is loving yourself.
Yeah.
Giving yourself the honor, because you would not be sick. Or in my case, I'm all right. For me, I am not real good at the moment, only because I'm getting over a cold. Okay. And I may have shared this with you in the past, maybe not. So you'll hear it again. When I was taking care of my parents, my 90-year-old parents, and I was driving over there and I was so sick. I had a cold like you would not believe. The car was filled with Kleenex, a 3-hour drive. I was miserable. Couldn't see, couldn't feel, just horrible. And I thought, I cannot take care of my parents and be blowing my nose and everything in front of them, sneezing, coughing, hacking, because this is not helpful for them, right? Being around other people. So I made that decision. Enough is enough. You've had 3 hours. Now it's time to take care of your parents. And I drove in the driveway. All sniffles went away. All coughing went away. Everything went away. I took care of my parents. And then after they were all safe at the end of the day and in bed and asleep, then I went up to my room and allowed myself the privilege of being sick.
It is a privilege. I mean, truly is a privilege. And we will stay in such a stance of resistance of it too. Yeah. We really will find ourselves in those resistant moments.
If you honor it, it can happen. It simply can happen. You don't have to be macho. You don't have to say, well, no one else is interested in me. Well, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are interested in you. And if they say, how are you? And you say, I'm miserable. Then you find out who your true friends are.
Guys, I'm getting really used to making a lot of people uncomfortable. And it's fascinating, right? Because if I'm triggering them and I'm instigating, because I know I've said this before to you guys, I'm here to instigate and I'm okay with it. Didn't used to be, but I am okay with it now. If I triggered them in any which way, then that means they have something unresolved within them. So how beautiful is it when we can walk in our truth and know that our truth serves us because we're honoring selves first, but then honoring another in the event that it may trigger and that has something for them to look at.
So good. So
Yeah.
good. So feel good, guys. Feeling good is part of being whole. It just feels good, doesn't it? It
Yep.
feels good. And you can't really feel good if you're shoving stuff down and ignoring it.
Yeah. So feel good because you feel bad sometimes too.
All right. I love it. I love it. So until next time, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful, feeling good wholeness every day.
Bye, friends.